Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King, and this week I'm hosting the program from the Palacio de Congresos, Marbella's Exhibition Centre. Join us.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted.
I'm delighted to welcome as our first guest this week, Virginia Villagran, Mooz Moon Studio, a lady who dabbles in many things, but one of them is Chinese astrology. And she's come back to the program this month because there's information to be given to those of you at the month of the dog. Is it? Which one are we in? Hi, Virginia.
Hi, Nicole. Yes, we are. This is the month of the dog that started on the 8th of October and until the 7th of November. And it's the last month of the metal season, like the autumn for us, the equivalent. And it's an interesting month. It's an interesting month.
So the fact that, for example, now my son's birthday is this month, he's a Libra. This is nothing to do with the same format because that's astrology as well. What's the difference between the usual astrology we see as opposed to the Chinese astrology?
Well, the Chinese astrology doesn't follow the Gregorian calendar. And it has things in common, but it's. I find that the Chinese astrology is more complete, and for me, it's easier to understand because I can find the information to apply on different aspects of my life, even health. With the Western astrology, I don't connect very well.
Okay, well, carry on. Tell us more. Tell us more.
Okay, so this month of the dog comes with a lot of spending. Remember that last month there were unexpected expenses, but this month is more that we may be not aware what we are spending our money on, like maybe in leisure, whims, or social life. So we have to be aware of those expenses, okay? Then there is a strong combination of energies. That means financial opportunities. The thing is that they will come, these opportunities. And instead of jumping into them, we need to investigate, to read the details, and before taking a decision, because we will have a lot of opportunities, we have to check.
Okay, so do your homework, do your investigation, but there are opportunities out there. Just check and see that they're the right opportunities.
Exactly, and the right people too.
And the right people.
And the right people. Very important.
Very important.
Okay. Also, the job market will be not very stable. It's hard to access to a job, especially if you're not well prepared. So the people skilled with specific expertises will have more opportunities, but the normal roles are not so easy to get.
So important to try and specialize in something, even if it's basket weaving. Specialize in something, right?
That's it. That's the key. It's also a good month for career promotions. So yeah, it's even if the job market is not very stable, but it's good for good promotions, for career promotions. Also in our business, it's a good month for marketing, to boost our branding, social media, because people will see us, will see our business, we will be visible. So we better be conscious what we are transmitting, we are, marketing.
Okay, so it's important to get the message out, but the right message.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm getting good at this.
Yeah.
Summarizing it.
It's a good month for marketing, so you can take advantage for your new program. You know?
Yes, exactly. For everything, even for say Marbella Now, getting the word out, like here that we're in the foreigners department, because this department is here to help you, me, all of us who are international residents.
Yeah.
And I don't think that we realise that even the newsletter that goes from here sends to all the people, we'll send our information with it. So there are opportunities for marketing and promotion right here in the exhibition centre of the foreigners department.
That's it.
But for example, just taking advantage of all those opportunities.
You get it. Also, we will feel that there is a lot of activity, movements surrounding us, and like very fast, and a lot of things coming, and this can cause us turmoil. So we better be aware of stress, okay, because of that activity.
Okay, and so when people notice that they're stressed, what do you recommend they do? Is, okay, I'm stressed. How do they get out of that stress? What do you do when you notice that it's like, okay, I'm getting overwhelmed, getting stressed?
That's something I will explore later on, but I can tell you because after this the forecast, I will talk about the spiritual aspects of forecast.
Perfect.
But yeah, we have different techniques: mindfulness, yoga, qigong. I will tell you later on. Okay. And then the last aspect I would like to remark is that in our work environment, there may arise arguments, disputes related to leadership, money. So instead of being affected by the negativity or the pessimism, we should set limits, healthy boundaries. And
healthy boundaries sound good.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many people don't set boundaries. It's like we feel obligated to such levels with everybody, and yet when we set boundaries, it's actually better for everyone. Like with children, if you let children run wild, they actually don't benefit from it because they don't know the limits and they're forever testing. And so boundaries are healthy. So we have to set healthy boundaries.
Very healthy. And not being on the defensive, but defend ourselves. And that means, let others know that where are our boundaries, okay? So now I'm going to delve into the spiritual side, because this month it's important to be aware about our self-worth and about what we deserve in the spiritual realm, like spiritual growth, love. We deserve love and to be loved. Both love people and be loved. And sometimes we are so focused on material things that we forget about that. How important it is to feel that I deserve love and care.
We all do. And as you say, it's something we probably need to remind ourselves, because we get lost in the school day, the work day, shopping. Everything is difficult sometimes to actually even find time to realize one exists. No one loses oneself quite easily in a day, a week, a year, a lifetime.
That's it. So, and this is related with boundaries, healthy boundaries. I care of myself because I know where my boundaries are. And so that's something that I want to remark. Also, something very important this month, because it's the last month, the last metal month, but it's dog is the earth animal sign.
What's the metal month?
Metal, it's equivalent to autumn.
Autumn, you say.
But earth, it's because it's the last month of the season, and every last sign is always earth, even in wood season, fire season. The last one out of the three is earth. Earth, among diverse things, is connected to emotions. I mean, not to emotions, to reflection and overthinking. So I'm going to talk now about emotions, because that our body is a perfect machine. And it helps us to heal when emotions are stuck. So it expresses that emotion through an illness. You know that in Chinese traditional medicine, Germanic medicine, biodescodification, say that when our body feels that that emotion is hurting us, it expresses through an illness. And so it drags us to a crisis so we can heal once and for all.
Interesting, but more and more the scientists and everybody and the doctors say the same thing. What's going on in our mind will come out not only in our day-to-day, but also in our physical bodies, because we're reacting to the stress or the bitterness that we're harboring, hate and resentments and things like that, no?
That's it. And that's what you asked me about stress. And we need to learn how to release those emotions. Usually women, we turn to our beloved ones, our friends, and we talk, we vent. For us it may be easier, but we need to explore more ways to release emotions. I often practice this exercise with mindfulness classes, that is exploring our emotions in our body. You know that in Chinese traditional medicine there are 300 types of emotions, 300, classified into different groups. And imagine that I tell you regarding the sadness group. Where do you feel the irritation in your body? You could say here, or where do you feel the annoyance? But where do you feel the rage? There are different nuances of sadness group. Or same regarding fear. Anxiety is not the same as panic or uneasiness. And then when we learn to identify the emotions, it's easier to work with them. And when we, after identifying, we learn how to release, we heal. For example, I use poetry to release my emotions. So when I write a poem, it's like I use this metaphor, like a pearl, you know, like pearls are made as a reaction to an external
stimulation.
Yeah. So this foreign material is hurting the pearl, and so the pearl reacts, creating these layers, because this grain of sand of this parasite is hurting his fragile body. So the oyster creates the layers. Same with poems in my case. I write, and maybe I may write about sadness, but then I write about disappointment, and then about nostalgia.
Nostalgia, you said it perfectly.
Yeah.
Your English is amazing.
Thank you. So it's like creating now like different facets of a diamond. So I create pearls and diamonds out of my emotions instead of, keeping them. But one have to find a way. Maybe it could be, I don't know, boxing if you feel anger. It could be doing mountain bike if you feel anxiety. So we need
important is to find that release that suits your taste.
Yeah. So this month is good to explore emotions and find ways to release. Because otherwise we will get ill. This for the next month we will see that illness energy is coming. So that's what I'm telling.
So there's a lot of things to take in this month in the sign of the dog, because we have the opportunities that are coming, but be careful to choose, do your research on the opportunities and the people that you will be doing those opportunities come with. Be self-aware, so self-care, time for oneself, setting healthy boundaries. And if we're feeling anxious or stressed, to realize it, catch it in the moment and try to distract it. I know that with a new program or with other things, when it's becoming a bit overwhelming and I'm feeling I try to change it into excitement. That fear of, oh my God, panic. It's like, okay, this is excitement. It's helping. So we have to finish up because the time's gone by so quickly. So before we go, just give us the final summary.
The last thing is about passion for life.
Okay.
Passion. Remember that we talked about passion last time? That was different sexual energy passion, you know, but this is passion for life. When people have passion for life, they can achieve wherever they want. They are determined and they don't stop until they get it because they have that passion. But when you procrastinate, you postpone, it's because somehow your unconscious is fearful because it's scared about the succeed or what is going to change if I achieve this. So we self-sabotage. And when you accept yourself, the light and the dark, you accept the good and the things that you have to change and transform, and that gives you the strength to have passion for life.
Wow, I think that are perfect words to finish on, because if you have passion for life, you basically have it all. And if you don't or haven't found your passion, which can be the case, just try lots of different things. Go walk a dog, go to a pottery class, join a choir, go to drama, go volunteer in a hospital, anything, no? But just try and find that passion, because with a purpose, life is so much easier.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Thank you so much. Mooz Studio, if you would like a personal reading and consultant with Virginia, please do get in contact, because as you can see, she's quite charming and takes this all very seriously, really understands it. And obviously it's your profession.
Sure, yeah.
So,
I take it seriously, I enjoy it, and I have passion doing what I do.
Perfect, divine combination. Lovely to see you again. We'll see you again next month.
Okay, thank you, Nicole.
Don't go away, because we'll be back in just a moment.
Hey, hey.
Hero, welcome here at the Gaucho de Banús.
Zero Hero.
Welcome to Pico Banús.
Hey, hey.
Well, my lovely boy is joining us now. He seems to have calmed down a bit, well, or not maybe, since we've arrived. But I do want to have him with me because I miss my darling. And I do like my boy, our little TV star. Another little TV star is our Sorana Filipescu from Biomagnetism Marbella. Sorana's been in Marbella for quite a while now and established a business that I wasn't sure would take off because it's so different. But that's not been the case. People have really seen the benefits, and by word of mouth, she really has got a thriving practice here. Miami, I mean, you're all over the place now, so congratulations.
Thank you, and good morning.
Good morning. I'm just actually thinking about it. It's like, God, you've done really well since I actually, first time I interviewed you was in the Paloma Blanca Hotel.
Exactly, a couple
And that
of
was
years
like
ago.
6
years ago.
years
yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
So you've really...
And you were wondering what I'm speaking about.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
Do you remember?
so-
I couldn't even get it. And you were showing me the magnets, and I was like, yeah, okay, but now I get it. Now I've tried it. Now I've benefited from it. And so, yes, it's easier to but like it's all new things. And that's, I think, we were talking earlier with Virginia from Mooz, and she was saying, for example, she was living in Estepona, but she's does Chinese astrology, and she's very into also spiritual things. And it's now she's living in MN412, which is more suited to the type of people. And often it's that, isn't it? When you open a business, it's having it in the right place where the people have the openness.
Yeah.
Even like me, that had no idea, like what? But at least, okay, well, tell me again, explain again.
You have to be open-minded about this, because this is a complementary and also alternative medical practice. And people here don't know about it. But for example, they attend to me on last choice when all the medicine can't work for them anymore and they don't know what to do. So they come to see, is this going to help me and how is it going to help me? For example, nowadays that vacations are over and we have been traveling so much, we come back and suddenly we start having different ailments and different symptoms. For example, we start being bloated, we are very fatigued, we have like chronic fatigue. We wake up in the morning and we are tired. And
that happened to me yesterday. I woke up so tired.
Yeah, well,
when I woke up, like I even said to you when we spoke on the phone, sweet dreams. It was like 10 in the morning. I was ready for bed.
Yeah,
like,
you're waking in the morning and
what did I just say?
Your cortisol, instead of being up, it's down, and all the day you are like dragging yourself and wishing you have a bed where to sleep. You start eating and you don't feel like in your body after that because you feel bloated, you have a bloated stomach, you cannot go to the bathroom as regular as you were going normally. You start having brain fog. Sometimes on the skin you might have allergies. These are some symptoms that I frequently see in patients that have been traveling or not even have been traveling. They are here and they are trying to get rid of those.
But here we have so many people who are traveling and come here. Whatever's going around, I suppose, finds its way here anyway.
Because you can get contaminated here sometimes with some microbes, parasites or bacteria that are not literally from this place because people have been traveling. And for example, you go to a tropical country and you get bitten by a mosquito. And you're okay, you're coming back because your immune system is still up and it's fighting all the symptoms. But you're arriving here and after a while, you start developing those symptoms. And also, you have been traveling and carrying all those, for example, parasites from the mosquito bite or for whatever you have been contaminated there. And here, for example, mosquitoes that are our worst enemies because they are transmitting so many diseases. A mosquito, that person gets bitten by a mosquito here, and after a couple of days, it bites another person, and like this, parasites are transmitted. Or, and now the other person have the same symptoms and start developing parasites or infections that they are not very, I mean, it's not common to have them here.
I've always thought that, like, if you think of parasites, you think of children with parasites because they're playing in the playground, they're putting dirt in their mouths and what have you. I remember at school learning about the Taenia solium, which is the Latin name for the pork tapeworm. Why I remembered that, I don't know, but it's fascinating, the Taenia solium. But parasites are actually quite easy to get, and they do have these mouths that hook into our bodies and then reproduce, and that obviously causes consequences that we might not even realize, as you're saying, that come from a parasite. We'd have no idea that we've riddled, perhaps.
Normally, we are not getting tested by parasites. It's not common. You go to a doctor because you have gastrointestinal problems. And, but the gastrointestinal problems may be a consequence by parasitic infections because it creates an debalance in our gut biome, in our good bacteria. This imbalance creates inflammation. And the inflammation, our body, our immune system responds, starts to being like hyperactive and responds to this inflammation, and we start having the symptoms, and we have also this fatigue and everything. But how can we realize that we have a parasitic infection? Well, I'm testing. You can do a lot of through natural medicine, through Western medicine. You go and have your feces tested, but it's very difficult also to realize that we have parasites because they know how to hide very well. So you have to do it several times, or you come And I can test you through biomagnetism, through the magnetic therapy. I can test you, and if I find parasites, I can give you a very healthy protocol that doesn't involve the toxicity of of pills or common.
So you can actually, by doing your magnets
Yes.
and your procedure, that will indicate to you whether that person has parasites, and then you can give them natural remedies accordingly.
Yes, it's amazing that, traveling, you can realize that we are not so different all over the world, and especially with the parasitic infection, people have them, and it's not only common in children, also adults have it. So one thing after testing it and balancing those areas where we find pH imbalances through the overgrowth of those parasites of microbes, we balance that area, and by balancing it, we provide the body the necessary force to fight it. I mean, the metabolic balance of our cells. By balancing this, our body, we are like helping the body to fight all that. We are helping our body also, we can help our body also with natural remedies like curcuma and oregano oil. Oregano oil, it's one of the, has a very wide spectrum of antiparasitic, antifungal, and antibacteria.
But would you put that in a drink, or in how do you do?
There are also capsules that contain oregano essential oil that you can take, but you can take it also like sublingual drops, but you have also to help it with diet, because you have to take care what feeds those parasites. Every time where we have parasites, we have bacteria that actually feeds them. And we have to take care, for example, carbohydrates, oh my God, it's in the morning. Carbohydrates, we have to limit them, because the intake of carbohydrates produce hypermobility in our gut sometimes, and feed bacteria, certain types of bacteria that are not synergical with our system. So lower carbohydrate intake and have a more also alkaline diet.
Well, back to this alkaline diet, and I hear that when you're on an alkaline diet, you have to put lemon in your water, but that's acid, and so it always confuses me. If we're trying to get alkalinity, why am I taking an acid fruit kind of thing?
Yeah.
So,
well, actually, lemon is acid outside, but when it changes the pH when it enters in our body. And why it's so important to have an alkaline diet? Our body tries all the time to rebalance itself to the homeostasis, to the balance and equilibrium to function properly. If we are having too many acidic foods like Coke or a lot of prefabricated
those processed
food, those have a very high index of acidity. Our body will require more energy to rebalance itself. So this energy that we can use in healing, we use it in rebalancing for the homeostasis. So what means...
And that's tiring.
Yes. What means an alkaline diet? More green, like green food, all the green fruit. Green tea helps also with rebalance our body. Berries, everything that has a very dark color, like blueberries, blackberries, are very good for our health. Anthocyanins are the right word for the antioxidants that will help fight the free radicals and rebalance our body to keep it more alkaline. So this is one point, having a more fruit and plant-based diet, but also, for example, carrots. One other very important part of our cleansing are carrots. Carrots contain some components in their exterior
The skin?
skin that fight parasites and fight fungus. So carrot juice, doing juices like carrot juice, like for 1 week drinking a lot of carrot juices helps also cleanse our body and get rid of those unwelcome parasites. Another important factor to fight parasites are pumpkin seeds.
Perfect time of year with Halloween coming up.
Exactly. So you can use the seeds and you can use also the...
Exactly. Do your carving, make a pumpkin pie. And what do you eat the seeds? Do you roast them? Do
you have to eat raw seeds.
Raw seeds?
Raw seeds every day. That's for you. That goes also for
exactly.
you.
You can have pumpkin seeds.
Raw pumpkin seeds. Every day, a handful of it. You can put them into your yogurt, into your salads, or even ground them and put them in soups. That helps. It's a very important factor in help get rid of parasites. So pumpkin seeds, oregano oil, and also biomagnetism. That's from here.
The perfect combination.
Exactly.
The magic trio. Well, Serena, thank you so much for coming back, because we had that pending and it's like I really wanted to understand. And as I say, it turns out that a lot of people do have parasites without realizing it. And pumpkin seeds, oregano oil, carrots. And dark berries.
And dark berries.
Green vegetables.
Vitamin C, curcuma.
Curcumin.
Yeah, curcuma. That helps cleanse. I mean, parasites never come alone, and bacteria never are alone. They stick together and they create a protective shield that's like a biofilm. Well, curcuma cleans this shield.
Same thing. Put it in your juice or in whatever.
Exactly. But for a more detailed, diet and treatment,
contact Serena.
I think it's
exactly.
better.
Serena Filipescu, Biomagnetism Marbella, right here in the center of Marbella. She has her clinic, and I really would advise that you go, because I used to get really bloated bellies. And when I see Serena, I don't. So the benefit right there. Do check it out. Serena, thank you.
Thank you, Nicole.
And boy, thank you for not stopping moving. Okay, let's get on with the program.
Hey, hey.
Zero Hero, welcome to Cancelada! Hey!
Zero Hero, welcome to Comunicaciones.
Hey, hey.
Zero Hero!
Welcome to Prieto.
Hey, hey, hey.
Welcome to Lemongrass, Doña Lola. Thank you very much.
Joining me now is our CIT Marbella Guest of the Week. For over 11 years now, CIT Marbella every week, when I started on radio, now with television, share the joys of the members that they have in their association. I think like 500 people covering 80 different professions. And CIT Marbella is very big on promoting big companies, but also little companies. And it's lovely to meet now and have Nuria Prieto with us, because not only is she a CIT member, she's also a Business First member. So Sam Campbell, I go to her Marbella meetings every second Thursday in the morning. But we haven't really coincided, just once, right, Nuria, at the breakfast. So Nuria, you have to remind me, we met at Sam's breakfast, and yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Yes, a couple of weeks ago, I think.
Yes, it was exactly the...
Exactly. I couldn't go the last breakfast we had. I was unable to go, but the one before, yes.
And it's very useful if you're moving to Spain, if you're living in Spain, but if you're in the Marbella area, there are a lot of networking groups. And I've never really been interested in groups, but then lately you start meeting, there actually are some really nice groups, and it's a great way to make friends as well as help you promote your business.
Exactly, yeah. I think it helps both ways. As you say, you can make friends, but it also helps you to promote your business, and more and more now these days, the people work a lot remotely from either co-working spaces or from their homes, and it's an easy way to meet people who can be related to your business, so can help you somehow to promote your business.
So that's possibly actually why the networking has really taken off that much more in the groups. For what you're saying, because so many of us now actually don't go to an office space, we're not mixing with a group of people, and the work is done from home, so very much alone. In order to meet people, we actually have to make an effort.
Exactly, exactly. Otherwise, because if you think about it, there are other businesses that they are open to the public on the street, and then it's easy for them to be promoted. But otherwise, if you are working from home, the people probably they don't get to know you. They don't see your face. They don't see you. Who is the person working behind this?
And this is very important in a city such as Marbella. My dad always used to say to me, it's not what you know that matters, it's not who you know that matters, it's who knows you. Because if I say, hi Nuria, but you turn around and have no idea who I am, no, it's the fact that you get that recognition, and then if someone says, someone needs an interior designer because they're going to work from home and want to change the lounge into an office space, for example, then your face will come to mind.
Yeah, exactly. I think that for all of us, at least you don't know anyone in the place, where then maybe you are going to try to use Google or whatever you want to use to look for that person. But normally you tend to use the person you know, or the friend of a friend, or someone who has recommended you. And I think it's a best way to do it than just looking in the, in the website.
Makes it more fun as well.
Exactly.
I got this new thing going on, working happy as opposed to working hard.
Exactly.
And if you like the people that are around you, and as I guessed earlier said, if you find passion for your life, for your work, that is the secret. And you look like you thoroughly enjoy being an interior designer.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I'm passionate about it. How
did you get started? As a little girl, were you always like decorating rooms and designing? Where did the passion start?
Well, to be honest, my passion was at the beginning with the architecture. I'm an architect technician first. So I did a lot of technical work, but then while I was doing the technical work, I was always having new ideas for the design. How can we do this detail? How can we design this room? And little by little, I started enjoying more the interior design rather than the technical aspect of it.
But that technical aspect of it must, I would assume, put you in a very privileged position as an interior designer.
Exactly.
Because you have spatial awareness.
Yes.
I mean, how many people have great ideas but don't have that spatial awareness of how to make it get the look it needs?
Yeah, that's the thing, that sometimes you can have very good ideas, but they are not practical because there is no way to do it because of the technical issues that it can be in the process. And for me, I think that that's the part I have more advantage, because I know if it's going to work or not from the beginning.
You do big projects?
Yes.
I mean, like big projects, hotels.
Yes.
And you do big projects.
Yeah.
Is it like when you get on the first big project you had, what was that feeling of like, oh my God, 50 rooms or whatever? What was the first big project?
The first project, it was a big hotel. The thing is that if you start working in the guest rooms, you really work first in one room, which we call it the mock-up room. In reality, you have to focus on that room, and once it's done and everybody is happy with it, and we know it works, and we get the first mock-up room real, then you start producing the other rooms. So that's why you don't feel like, oh, I'm doing 200 rooms. No, you start with one, and then you are going to adjust the rest of them, or then you can focus on the presidential suite, these kind of special rooms that normally the big hotels have. But then is the public areas probably the most challenging because the first impression when you go into a hotel is the reception, you know, the hall, all these kind of areas that it's going to impress you or it's going to leave you with the, you know, the first taste of the hotel.
Undeniably. I always think a good point of reference of a business is the toilets as well.
Yes,
How much thought they put into, I think it's a women's thing.
Yes.
But I think that even on the Zero Hero website, we've got a designated driver initiative to reward the designated driver, the Zero Hero. And on our good food guide that we're telling all the restaurants and the bars and hotels that are involved, I've actually got a classification for the toilets. Because I think it's really important.
It is
what
very
the food
important.
was like, what this was like, what that was like. But can I park? One of them. And also, what were the toilets like?
Yes, exactly. Because if you go to, if it's a hotel or a restaurant, a bar, a pub, wherever it is, it can be beautiful. But if you go to the toilet and it's a disaster, you are going to remember that.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, it's going to be like that.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it?
Yes.
Because they say everything's in the detail, but for good and for bad.
Yes.
One little bad experience just shades everything else.
Yeah, exactly. You have to put the same effort for the toilets and the rest of the place because...
Do you work from home yourself? Are you finding that you work more and more from home and you can do more online projects with people and getting perhaps customers from abroad that are more used to now just doing things online?
Well, actually, I work from home because of that. Because my clients, normally, they live abroad and they are either buying properties here that they want to, you know, refurbish, or even for the hotels, they are not in Marbella. Sometimes they are in Spain, sometimes and even outside Spain in Europe. So at the end of the day, for me, it doesn't make any sense to work in, in the street because my projects are outside. They can be in Marbella, but they can be anywhere.
It's funny because a few years ago that would have been unthinkable not to have like that flagship store or shop, and yet more and more businesses are realizing that the amount of money also of maintaining a place that you're never at because you're always out at projects and talking to people.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've been working for many years in London, in the UK, and the hotels I did while I was working there, they were all of them outside London most of the time. Probably one was in London, but the rest of them, they were either in Europe or in the Middle East, on the Cayman Islands, anywhere. So, and at the end of the day, you always work for the big projects, especially. You always work with architects that are local, and because at the end of the day, they will need to, you know, get all the permissions for the town hall, from the town hall, and all of that. And but we always work together with them.
So it must be very exciting for you because as you do a different project in a different country, you're creating new teams each time you go.
Yes, and also my teams, they work remotely, and we work from different parts of Spain and the world.
Again, having that technical architecturing background must help you a lot because you know if they're telling you the truth.
Yes.
When they're giving you quotes, you have that experience.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah, it helps me. Anyways, I tend to work always with the same people because I trust them, I like how they work.
So would you take your team and you go abroad and you all go together?
Yes, yes, yes. It's easier, I think, that we all work from our places. We do a lot of calls every day and then we work together very easily. It's
exciting.
Yes, it is.
What are you working on the moment? What is your favorite project or what are you doing at the moment?
Well, I've been doing a design for a hotel. I cannot talk about
it
too much
because
you know, the confidential.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
When it comes out to the light, please do come back and let us know. Really nice to see you again.
Thank you very much.
And if you want to contact with Nuria, please do so. She is a member of CIT Marbella. She's also a member of Business First. And delighted to have you on Marbella Now.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
And I'll see you at breakfast next week.
Yes, I will see you. Thank you.
Okay, well, we're now going over to take a look at a video of an event I went to last weekend. It was a gala to celebrate the Georgian International Film Festival, which has been a tremendous success. And I have to say I was blown away. The quality and the abundance of food at Tbilisimo, which is a Georgian food restaurant, by Lidl actually, going up there by Izdave. It was absolutely fabulous, really enjoyed it. And I got to hear some performers from Georgia singing that literally every time I was leaving, I stayed longer because it was just, the voices were so amazing. And everyone was so nice, and I met really famous actors from Georgia who were serving me food and making sure that I was okay. The humility, the friendliness, the warmth, it only makes me realize that Natalie Stewart Fox can be nothing but successful. This was the first year doing her event, and I know that next year is going to be even bigger and better. And if you'd like to know more about Georgia, do contact Natalie, because she loves promoting it. Again, that passion for what she does, and I hope you like the little snippets I recorded of the event to commemorate it.
Hey, hey. It's a brand new day.
Zero Hero, welcome to the Secret Garden. We welcome you.
It's a brand new day. Hey, hey.
Good evening.
Hola.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Thank you for the invitation.
You're welcome. Please come in.
Oh, they are, aren't they? Oops.
Hola, Nicole.
Hi there.
How are you doing?
Tú tienes falta, ¿eh?
Hello, welcome to Kalma Kaos.
Hola, mira, ¿cómo estás? Por fuera porque es mucho más chico. El COVID no es un poquito más bello todavía.
Fashion model. Hi, guapas.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Sasha. Marbella Gourmet!
Hola.
Si me saca un poco así.
Qué bonita sonrisa. Bye!
Is that a video? Oh. She could have said. Oh, stood there like lemming.
Okay, but now you can go for it now.
Okay, photo now.
Bye!
Oh, we... Que no veo.
Hola!
Contigo la primavera.
I'm good.
Bittersweet moment in Marbella now, because my lovely intern, who was sent to me through Young, they got young Lennon and his lovely wife Joyce, they bring in students from the Netherlands and they get experience here for the last, I've had 4, and they've been 17 years old when they got here, had their 18th birthdays here, very sweet. And my latest intern this year has been the lovely Selina van Oosterom. I actually saw this one, I knew how I spelt your name, I've seen it so many times on emails. But Selina's leaving, so since May, we're now mid-October, and I miss you already.
I really don't want to go.
You were just telling me that your parents actually just went ahead and booked your ticket because you just couldn't just set the date to buy the ticket.
No.
So that means you had a good time?
Yeah, it was very lovely. So next year, when I finish my school, I definitely want to come back.
Well, that's obviously a good experience. What have you found in yourself that's changed the most since when you first came here in May to now how you feel in yourself and how you feel in yourself? Although you've had your 18th birthday, again, gone from 17 to 18, exciting.
I think, because I live now alone, with my roommates, but without my parents, so it's different because I really have to be, on my own and, yeah, experience it and do things on my own, and I think that's been, in the beginning very hard, but now I'm kind of used to it, and now it's...
And even speaking to the landlady and those things at the beginning were very challenging.
Yeah.
But I assume from where I've seen you develop that now when you have to say something, you just call and say what you got to say and...
Yeah, that's also way better, because in the beginning I was yeah, I don't know, and I wouldn't really say that much, but I think now I can speak more for myself. And
you're studying law back home. You're going back to finish, obviously, your studies. But you chose to come and do an internship with television, journalism, marketing. Why did you want to do that? What was the interest for you?
Well, I just wanted to see different stuff, because I think I don't really see myself sitting in an office from 9 to 5. So I just wanted to see different things. Even though I really enjoy to study law and it's really interesting, but I still want to explore more things.
And as we've learned out with the launching of Good Morning Spain, which Selina's been very much a part of, getting it together, the very first conversations, you were already here when we got just when the concept came up and putting it together. So we've seen that you need people to understand legal things to do with television and lawyers. So that could be one of the paths that you take. At least you've got the background of both things. What have you liked the most about working with the television?
Well, I like the most, like, every day is, like, not every day is the same. It's just, like, a different thing every day. So it never gets boring, and it's, like, so fun. And you meet so many more people. And I think it's also a really good, like, thing to have. Like, you can see a lot of people, you understand, like, more stories, and yeah, you get a lot of experience.
And what have you learned about Marbella? How does it feel to you now from when you first arrived? It was just this very pretty, but beaches and everything. But how do you see it now that you've been here for, what, June, July, August? 5 months.
Yeah, it's been, like, in the beginning I thought, like, I could never see myself, like, living in Marbella, maybe, like, a smaller town. But now I've actually, like, I enjoy it so much. Like, I know everything now, and it just seems like...
It doesn't seem big anymore, does it?
No, it just seems like good. In the summer it's maybe, like, busy, but still it's, like, fun, because then you see, like, a lot of more people, and like, now it's so quiet, and it's also so nice.
Well, I can't but thank you for everything that you've done. I've really enjoyed having you here. Missing already, getting emotional, especially, like, at such a young age, and it's so nice to see you flourish. And Mummy, I'm sure you're delighted coming back, and you're already cooking and preparing all your favourite dishes to welcome you back. You've done an amazing job. I couldn't be more proud and more grateful.
Thank you so much.
And whenever you come back, if you're looking for a job, I'm here. Always welcome, always welcome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And she's off. Bye-bye. And thank you, young Leren, for organising the internships. If you're interested in having such a lovely young person come into your office and help you out, or out and about with the recordings, whatever your business is, do give it a shot, because at the beginning it is a bit challenging and it's a lot of work and being there, but the results are just so rewarding, without a doubt. Anyway, let's get on with the show. Well, that's it for another week. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the program. You can watch recordings of the show from the RTV Marbella website or from my website, nicoleking.es. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Unfortunately, Selina won't be with us, but you will be missed. Thank you for everything, and take care of yourselves. Be nice to each other. Y hasta la semana que viene. Bye for now. Bye.